The second subject, Mr. President, is for me a very sad subject, but also a subject that brings a lot of joy to my heart. There's a great American by the name of Griffin Bell, known to many people in this room, and I know you, being a former Attorney General of the state of Colorado, are familiar with Griffin Bell's record in jurisprudence and in the judiciary in the United States for the last 75 years. Griffin Bell first rose to prominence in America when Jimmy Carter brought him from Georgia to become the Attorney General of the United States of America. And he brought him at a critical time in our country's history, because Griffin Bell had done unbelievable things as a lawyer during difficult times in the South. Griffin Bell was the man that Andy Young and the civil rights leadership of Atlanta and Ivan Allen, the mayor of Atlanta, turned to write the plan for the desegregation of the Atlanta public schools. It was Griffin Bell who, as a lawyer, but more so as a human being, worked through the difficult stress of those times of integration and the enforcement of the Brown versus the Board of Education ruling to see to it separate but equal ended and equal access to education prevail for all. And he did it in a way where Atlanta was one of the few major cities in America that had no violence, no conflict, and no academic loss because of the imposition of the desegregation guidelines as imposed by the courts. Griffin Bell did something no one thought could be done. And it was because of his ability to do that and find common ground and find understanding that Jimmy Carter brought him to the United States of America, brought him to Washington, D.C., and appointed him Attorney General. When Griffin left and went back to his law firm of King & Spalding in Atlanta, there was not a single thing that happened in our major capital city in our state for 4 decades that Griffin Bell was not a major player and a major part of. The Olympics, when they came to Atlanta in 1996 and there were difficulties, who did the Olympic Committee go to? To weave through the minefield of Washington, to get the security assistance necessary for the Olympics in Atlanta? It was Griffin Bell. When there was a company that was in need of a forensic audit by a legal man who could come in and clean up a problem in their company, like E.F. Hutton did, who did they call? They called Griffin Bell. For the better part of the last 6 decades, Bell has been the most preeminent lawyer in the state of Georgia, and I would suggest one of the most preeminent lawyers in the United States of America. His mark has been left on countless hundreds of thousands of lives in our country. Sadly, at 9:45 a.m. yesterday morning in Piedmont Hospital, Griffin Bell passed away. And I know where he is now. He's in heaven and he's looking down. He'd be the last person to want anybody in the Senate or the House or anywhere else bragging about him. But I sing his praise for the greatness he did for our state and the greatness he did for his country. And to his children and to his wife, I pass on my sincere condolences, but my thanks for the support they gave to a great father and a great Georgian, Griffin Bell.